Bhudevi Oaths. In Bhuloka, cruel demons' atrocities increased. Saints and sages and devotees were tortured. Mother Earth Bhudevi was unable to tolerate it. She, along with Lord Brahmadeva, went to Lord Sri Mahavishnu. Lord Sri Mahavishnu told them, I would take human form as Sri Krishna and destroy all the evil persons. Divine announcement. Ugrasena was the king of Madura. His son was Kamsa. Devaki was the Devaki was the cousin of Kamsa. She married Vasudeva. Kamsa was taking Devaki and Vasudeva to their home. On their way, suddenly a divine announcement from the sky was heard. O Kamsa, your death will be from the eighth son of Devaki and Vasudeva. Be careful. Kamsa stopped the chariot and lifted a sword to kill Devaki. Vasudeva pleaded, Dear brother in law, your death is by the eighth child. I will hand over all the children to you. Save the life of your beloved sister. Kamsa agreed, but he put both in a prison. He put his father Ugrasena also in prison, as he would not allow him to kill the children. All the 6 children born in prison to Devaki were all killed by Kamsa. Sri Krishna's birth. The seventh child in the womb of Devaki was got transferred into the womb of Rohini. She was Vasudeva's second wife. She was in a village. She delivered a boy named Balarama. On the 8th day of the waning moon of the month Shravana, Sri Mahavishnu appeared before Devaki and Vasudeva. He told them, Father, as soon as I am born, take me to Gokul. There exchange me with the daughter born to Nanda and Yashoda at Gokul secretly and bring that child here. Devaki delivered a male boy. Chains binding over the hands of Vasudeva loosened. He set out carrying the basket in which the child was placed. The gates of the prison opened. Guards were in deep sleep. Vasudeva crossed Yamuna river. A 1,000-headed cobra Shesha followed him, giving shelter from heavy rain. Yamuna opened path to Vasudeva and he walked over easily. Vasudeva reached the house of Nanda in Gokul. With the help of Nanda, the boy was put the side of the Yashoda Devi. Vasudeva took the girl baby and reached back to the prison safely. Kamsa came to the prison, took the child in its hands and wanted to kill it, but it escaped from his hands and flew into sky saying, O wicked Kamsa, your killer is born and growing elsewhere. I am goddess Durga. In Gokul, Nanda celebrated the birth of the child with great rejoice. The child was named Sri Krishna. One day, the sage Narada went to Kamsa's palace and revealed the birth of Krishna. You are misled by Vasudeva that his eighth issue was a girl. Your killer Krishna is growing in Gokul, Narada told Kamsa. Demoness Putana. Acting on the information given by the sage Narada, Kamsa sent one wicked demoness Putana to kill Krishna. She, disguised as a lady with poison applied to her nipples, went and took Krishna into her lap to feed him with poisoned milk. While Krishna pretended to suck milk from her breast, he sucked her life. She died on the spot with her demoness form revealed. Kamsa sent another demon. His name was Trinavarta. He came like a whirlwind and lifted Krishna up onto the sky. Krishna became so heavy that the demon was forced down, fell and died. Krishna sat beside the dead demon, sucking his thumb. Demon Vatsasura. Kamsa continued his efforts to kill Krishna. He sent the demon Vatsasura. He came disguised as a calf and joined the group of cowherds. Krishna took by force the calf by its hinged legs and threw it high. The demon fell down dead. Demon Bakasura. Bakasura, brother of the Putana, came in the form of a crane and picked up Krishna in its beak and tried to swallow him. Krishna turned into a big fireball and killed the demon. Demon Aghasura. Next one, Demon Aghasura, came disguised as a large python. He was swallowing cowherds along with their cattle. Krishna entered into its mouth and went on expanding his body till the death of the python by suffocation. Demon Denuka. One day Sri Krishna, Balarama and the cowboys went to a garden to enjoy the sweet fruits there. A demon by name Denuka was in the forest. The demon Denuka attacked Balarama when he was alone. Demon Denuka attacked Balarama when he was alone. Other demon asses joined the fray. Krishna and Balarama caught the asses by their hind legs and flung them against trees. All the asses died. Dhenukasura also died. Krishna killed the other demons Arishtra and Kesi, the cobra Kalia. In the river Yamuna there was a demonic 100-headed cobra. His name was Kalia. It was living in the river. It was emitting poison into river water. Many cows died by drinking this water. Krishna jumped into the river and began to dance on the hoods of the cobra and tamed it. The cobra left the river once for all, never to come back to the river as intimated by him. Nalakubera and Manigriva. Krishna, along with his friends, was teasing the Gopikas. He used it to enter their houses and steal the stored butter. The Gopikas complained this to Yashoda. She, unable to tolerate the playful tricks of Krishna, tied him to a large mortar. He crawled on all his four legs towards two big Arjuna trees and got stuck. Krishna pulled to move forward. The two trees fell down. They turned into two divine figures. They were the two cursed sons of Lord Kubera, Nalakubera and Manigriva. Govardhana Hill. The people of Vrindavan were worshipping the god Indra and Varuna the day following Diwali festival. They stopped this festival on the advice of Krishna. He suggested to worship instead cows and the river Yamuna. Indra felt insulted. He poured heavy rain and flooded the entire place. Krishna lifted the Govardhan hill nearby on his left little finger. He provided shelter under it. Indra accepted his defeat. He came to Krishna and begged his pardon. One day Balarama told Yashoda that Krishna had been eating mud. Yashoda asked Krishna to open his mouth. He opened his mouth. In his mouth she saw the entire universe. She realized that her son was Sri Mahavishnu. Kamsa's plan to kill Sri Krishna. Kamsa failed in all his attempts to kill Sri Krishna. Now he thought of a new plan. He called the expert elephant trainer Charuna, Mustike, Sala, Tosala and others and told them, in Gokula there are two brothers, Balarama and Krishna. They are actually the sons of Vasudeva, but they are living as the sons of Nanda. I am arranging a match and inviting people from all over the country. I will arrange to get these brothers also. You will have to kill them in this match. To the elephant trainers, he told, get the elephant named Kuvalyapida at the gate. The elephant drunk should kill both the brothers. He called Akrura. He was a great devotee of Krishna. He told him, Akrura, I have a mission for you to carry out on my behalf. Take a chariot and go to Vrindavanam and bring Balarama and Krishna. I want to kill them by the elephant Kolaipida. You go and invite them for the festival. Akrura advised him, O my king, I am sure you will not succeed in your evil plan. Krishna is an incarnation of Sri Mahavishnu. I shall obey your orders and bring Balarama and Krishna as you desire, but your way of acting is wrong. Akrura went to Vrindavanam and invited them, Sri Krishna and Balarama. Sri Krishna thought that this was the best opportunity to kill Kamsa, so he agreed and came with Akrura. Sri Krishna promised Yashoda that we shall surely come to your house only after killing all the demons. Kamsa arrived accompanied by Various ministers and officials, the famous wrestlers Charuna, Mustika, Sala, Kuta, and Tosala walked into the arena to wrestle with Krishna, the elephant Kuvalai. Krishna and Balarama arrived. They saw the big elephant Kuvalai at the gate. The mahout of the elephant irritated the elephant to attack Krishna and Balarama. It rushes toward Balarama and Krishna, attacking them. Krishna jumped and killed the elephant and the mahout also. Sri Krishna killed all the wrestlers. Kamsa's death. Kamsa began to scold Balarama and Sri Krishna and his father Ugrasena. Sri Krishna could not tolerate anymore. He jumped on to the high stage of Sri Kamsa. They both fought for some time. Finally, Krishna threw Kamsa down and sitting on his chest struck him until he was dead. Kalyavana and Muchikunda. Kalyavana was the son of the sage. His father was ill-treated by Yadavas, so he wanted to take revenge against the Yadavas. One day he attacked the city of Madura. Sri Krishna came out of the city. Krishna was not having his chariot and weapon. Krishna went ahead of him looking at Kalyavana. Sri Krishna was trying to avoid fighting him. He took shelter in a cave. Kalyavana followed him into the cave. He followed and saw in the cave a man lying down sleeping. He thought it was Sri Krishna. So Kalyavana kicked the sleeping man. The sleeping man awoke. He became angry. Rays of the fire came from his eyes. Kalyavana died in the fire. The person sleeping was Muchikunda. He obtained a boon that whosoever awoke him from sleep would be burned to death. Sri Krishna's wives. Sri Krishna's wives were Rukmini, Satyabhama, Jambavati, Satya, Kalindi, Mitravinda, Bhadra, and Lakshmana. Rukmini was the daughter of the king of Vidarbha. She loved Sri Krishna. Her father also wanted to make Sri Krishna his son-in-law. Sri Krishna also liked Rukmini, but her brother Rukmi was not willing to give her to Sri Krishna. He wanted to give her to Shishupala, the king of Chedi. Rukmi fixed the marriage date also. Rukmini sent a special messenger to Krishna informing him her brother's action and request to take her away. Sri Krishna agreed. He came just before the marriage ceremony. Rukmini was in their family temple. He took her onto his chariot and went away. He then married her traditionally. Shamantakmani gem. The king Satrajit had a gem called Shamantakmani. The gem every day gave 8 tons of gold. Once Krishna and Prasena, the brother of Satrajit, went to the forest. Prasena was wearing the gem. A lion killed Prasena. Krishna, after a search not finding Prasena, returned to the city alone. Satrajit and others suspected that Krishna had killed Prasena and stole the gem. For once he had asked for the gem but was not given to him. Krishna, to establish his innocence, went to the forest in search of Prasena and the gem. In the forest he came across parts of the body of Prasena and footprints around him. Sri Krishna followed those footprints. It led him to a cave. He entered into the cave. He saw a young beautiful lady. The Shamantakmani was in a necklace around her neck. She was the daughter of Jambavanta. It was a bear king. Her name was Jambavati. To have the gem, Sri Krishna and Jambavanta fought. At last Sri Krishna defeated Jambavanta. Then Sri Krishna revealed to him that he was Sri Mahavishnu and was Sri Ramachandra earlier. Jambavanta gave his daughter Jambavati to Sri Krishna in the marriage and also the gem. Sri Krishna returned to the city. Everybody felt very happy. Shishupala. Jaya and Vijaya were doorkeepers at Vaikunta at the abode of Sri Mahavishnu. They were cursed by Sanaka Sandas, so they took birth as the demon king Shishupala and Dantravakra. Pandavas completed the Rajasuya Yaga. Sri Krishna was chosen as the noblest person to be worshipped. Everyone felt happy. But Shishupala objected to this and began insulting Krishna. Sri Krishna had given a word to the mother of Shishupala that he would excuse 100 abuses from Shishupala. So Krishna waited till Shishupala completed 100 abuses. Thereafter, Krishna killed Shishupala with his Sudarshana Chakra. Banasura Narakasura. Narakasura was a demon. He had taken 16,000 princesses as prisoners. He conquered heaven. Indra, the king of Devatas, came to Dwaraka and complained of Sri Krishna, the demon's evil doings. Sri Krishna, accompanied by his wife Satyabhama, went to Pragjotipura to kill Narakasura. Narakasura was the son of Bhudevi, the goddess earth. Narakasura had a boon that he killed by his mother only. Satyabhama killed him by a powerful arrow. Satyabhama presented the Vaijayanti flower garland to Sri Krishna. All prisoners were released. King Nruga. One day Samba, Pradyumna, Karu, Bhanu and Gada, all princes, went on a picnic. They became thirsty. They came to a well. They found no water in it. But to their uttar surprise, they found a huge lizard lying in it. They tried to lift it out of the well out of compassion, but they could not, as it was very heavy. They returned home. Compassionate, Krishna went to the well. He touched the lizard. It became very light. Sri Krishna then lifted it out of the well. It touched the feet of Sri Krishna. The lizard changed into a beautiful demigod. Sri Krishna asked who he was and what sin he had committed to be cursed to be a lizard. The demigod replied, I was the king Nruga. I was the son of the king Iksaku. I was very charitably disposed. I used to give thousands of cows to Brahmins. Once a cow came back to me from a Brahmin. The cow gave large quantity of milk. I gave it to the another Brahmin. The two Brahmins claimed the cow because the cows had gold-plated horns. The two Brahmins claimed the cow because the cows had gold-plated horns. Both of them came to me to decide the ownership of the cow. I offered each of them thousands of cows in the place of the disputed cow. Both of them refused to agree my proposal. They left the place in anger. I died. I was taken to Yamadharmaraja. I had not committed any sin. But he said, for your good acts you will have heaven. But for the sin you committed by giving the same cow to two persons, you are brought here. He turned me into a lizard and threw me into the well. Sri Krishna blessed him and asked him to go to heaven. The king Nrupa prayed to Sri Krishna and went to the heaven. Paundarika. King Paundarika was a ruler of state. He was very arrogant and proud. He declared that he was Vasudeva and not Sri Krishna. He sent a messenger to Sri Krishna, that saying, Sri Krishna replied, I am a supreme. You have taken the position of Vasudeva without authority. You must give up the name Vasudeva. If you do not do so, I will fight with you. Sri Krishna replied, I will never give up any of my titles or symbols of Vasudeva. If I let Sudarshan Chakra, it will kill you and all of your foolishness will be damaged. Paundarika with a large army came to oppose Krishna. He came to the war field decorating as Sri Krishna. He wore Kaustubha necklace. Sri Krishna's Sudarshana Chakra separated Paundarika's head along with Kasi Raja's. Thus both the arrogant persons were killed. The death of Jarasandha. Pandava king Yudhishthira addressed Lord Sri Krishna, I want to perform Rajasuya Yajna. I request you to help me. Krishna replied, I am always with you. I am helping you. First conquer all the kings. Ask your 4 brothers to conquer all the kings except Jarasandha. Krishna, Bhimasena and Arjuna came to Girivraja to subdue Jarasandha. They were in the guise of Brahmins. They were coming from a long distance. Krishna revealed their identity to Jarasandha and requested him to fight with them. Jarasandha and Bhima began wrestling. Bhimasena split the body of the Jarasandha into two parts across the legs and threw them down. But the two parts joined together and Jarasandha came to fight again. The secret of Jarasandha's life. Krishna knew he was born in two parts. Those parts were thrown in the forest. Jara, a demoness, came that way and she saw the parts of the body and joined them into one. Krishna picked up a twig from nearby tree, split it into two halves, and joined in opposite direction. Bhimasena took the clue and killed Jarasandha by throwing the two parts of the body in such a way that they could not join to make him alive again. Boyhood friend Sudama. Sudama was known as Kuchela also. He was a poor Brahmin. He was a friend of Sri Krishna. He was also a strong devotee of Krishna. He had many children. Sudama's wife asked her, "Is your boyhood friend and you are a great devotee? Bhagwan will help devotees. You are a householder and require money to feed the family." Kuchela decided to go to Dwaraka to meet Sri Krishna. He went to Dwaraka to meet his friend. On seeing his childhood friend, Krishna came forward and received him with great pleasure. He inquired about his family. Both talked their childish behavior and school days. Rukmini knew that he was poor. Sudama had brought parched rice to Sri Krishna. He ate eagerly and told they were very nice. Lord Krishna enjoyed some time with his boyhood friend. Sudama returned home. In his town, all the things had changed. His hut had become a big palace. His wife and children were wearing costly jewels and clothes. There was plenty of provisions. All the Krishna bestowed on his boyhood friend without asking. Sri Krishna mission. Pandavas sent Sri Krishna to Duryodhana's court to ask for their share of the kingdom and stop war between them. Dhritarashtra came to know about the arrival of Krishna to Hastinapur. He instructed to make all arrangements to receive Krishna with honor. People assembled in the streets to welcome Sri Krishna. Duryodhana invited him as chief guest, but he declined the offer. It was not a custom for an ambassador to stay with the person of the opposite party. Krishna went to Vidura's house. The next day, Sri Krishna went to the court of Duryodhana. In the court, all the courtiers showed their respect for him. Krishna tried his best to convince Duryodhana about Pandava's claim for a share, but Duryodhana refused to give even a small piece of ground to the Pandavas. Duryodhana wanted to take Lord Krishna as the prisoner. Krishna knew it and escaped. He showed his Vishwarupam to all his devotees. Kurukshetra war became inevitable. Sri Krishna's part in the war. Both parties sought Sri Krishna's help. Arjuna went to Dwaraka to seek Krishna's help on behalf of Pandavas. At the same time, Duryodhana also entered the chamber where Sri Krishna was resting. Krishna woke up and first saw Arjuna, who was sitting near his feet, and inquired about the welfare of Pandavas. Arjuna told the purpose of his visit. He sought the help of Sri Krishna in the war. Afterwards, Krishna turned towards Duryodhana and inquired about the welfare of the elders. Krishna, you know everything. I am also coming to you to seek your help. We both are independent men. Duryodhana told Sri Krishna. Lord Sri Krishna told them, the whole army will be on one side and I personally would be alone on the other side. I will not handle any armament myself during the war. Arjuna is younger than you. Let me give him first chance to choose. Arjuna chose Sri Krishna while Duryodhana chose the army of Sri Krishna. Both Arjuna and Duryodhana left Sri Krishna. Both Arjuna and Duryodhana satisfied and left the place. During the war, Sri Krishna took part as the charioteer of Arjuna. Death of Saindava. In the war, Abhimanyu was killed. He was the son of Arjuna. Saindava was responsible for his killing. Abhimanyu's father Arjun vowed that he would kill Saindava before the sunset. If I fail to kill him, I will commit suicide by burning myself. Saindava was hiding till the sunset. Suddenly the sun disappeared from the sky. Kauravas were very happy. Arjun, as promised, had to die in the fire. Saindava came out from the hide and the sunset. Take the bow and arrow and kill Saindava, said Lord Krishna. The sun is not set yet. My Sudarshana Chakra is hiding the sun behind it. Pandavas showed a sign of relief when Krishna saved Arjuna. Arjuna killed Saindava. Bhagavad Gita. Both sides' army was facing each other to start fighting. Arjuna threw his arrow and bow and refused to fight against close relatives and masters. Lord Krishna then preached about the life and responsibilities of the man. His teachings are the famous Bhagavad Gita. This is the most important contribution of Lord Krishna to the world. Udanka was a boyhood friend of Krishna and was a great sage. He has his hermitage in the desert. After Mahabharata war, Krishna along with his sister was on the way to Dwarka. He then visited Udanka. He lived in a remote village. He did not know the Kurukshetra war was fought. After usual formalities, Udanka made the usual enquiries. Krishna, I told each and everything. Krishna told him, I want to give you a boon, Udanka. Ask me. Let me have whatever I require at any time. Krishna gave the boon and went to Dwarka. One day, Udanka was traveling in the desert. He was thirsty. He remembered the boon and asked for the water. An untouchable appeared before him with a leather bag and offered water to Udanka. He refused it as it was given by untouchable. Then Udanka prayed to Krishna. He appeared before him and said, Though you are a great sage, you are full of ego. You have not utilized my boon. In the eyes of a true Brahmin, an intellectual and an untouchable are equal. The untouchables are drawers of water. You alone are the poorer materially and spiritually. In fact, the water bag contained nectar of the god. I wanted to give you this drink and asked Indra to give it. I accepted that a realized soul like you would not be narrow-minded like this. Udanka confessed and he told, Lord Krishna, the lesson you taught me today is more valuable to me than the nectar. Sri Krishna blessed his friend and disappeared. End of the Avatara. After the Kurukshetra war, Sri Krishna lived for 36 years. All the Yadavas died in fighting among themselves as cursed by a sage. Sri Krishna, having fulfilled the purpose of his birth, decided to terminate his life on the earth. One day he was sleeping in the midst of the bushes. One hunter, mistaking him to be a deer, sent his arrow to kill it. The arrow struck the toe of Sri Krishna. He returned to the ocean of milk to rest on the lap of Sesha with the goddess Sri Lakshmi by his side.